Hey guys, welcome to episode number 546. Today is Wednesday, so it's DIY Wednesday, and today we're going to build the racking system for the 60-gallon Laguna tubs in the greenhouse. This is one of the cheapest and most efficient ways to build a stand for a large tub, so come along with me and learn how to be a better aquarist. Alright guys, and here is the finished product. And of course, as soon as I filled these tubs with water, it started to downpour. I think we are between storms, so just wrapping up this video real quick. This is our Laguna tub rack complete. We have 6 60-gallon Laguna tubs all up here in a row, leveled, filled with water, ready to go. I am going to leave this for a week before putting anything in it, just to see how it does, how it settles in. If you saw the time-lapse portion of the video, you'll note that it did take a little time to level the ground underneath those cinder blocks to make sure everything was completely level. Super important, especially with all the water that's inside it. Now, this stand is super simple. We've got the 8 by 8 by 16 cinder blocks, full-size cinder blocks, laid on their side. I've got all of those holes available so I can stick lumber in there, stick plywood underneath, and build additional shelving if I want to. I'm not going to do that until I have all my plumbing up and running. So for now, this is what it looks like. We've essentially got 12 cinder blocks which are supporting the 2 tubs on top of them. We've got around 4 feet of space, like a 4-foot span in between each set of 2 tubs. And one thing I'll be watching for is to see if these 2x6s are going to bow or bend or flex at all in the middle. If you saw the time-lapse video, the 2x6s, there's 4 of them that run front to back, which means that about 70% of the bottom surface area of each one of these tubs is supported, which is really important for these plastic tubs to make sure that there's no bending, there's no flexing going on at all. Now, I also filled the end tubs first before I filled the rest of the tubs, and that was just to make sure that there wasn't any bending or flexing up at the top rim of these tanks. I didn't want them to all sort of push the last one off the edge. So by sort of doing it bookend style, I was able to make sure that they all stayed in place and they didn't flex at all. So this is the rack. I will note that if you live in an area that is earthquake prone, this is definitely not the racking system for you. I live in the Northeast, so I'm all set. But something like this doesn't do very well with stresses sort of pushing or skewing one way or the other. This whole thing will just fall over. But for me in the Northeast, it's perfectly fine. As long as there's no bowing in the middle, everything's fine. You know, the ground is very sturdy. You know, we're in a greenhouse, so there isn't really going to be any water to speak of on the ground. I'm fairly confident that the ground has been tamped down and that those cinder blocks are very well positioned at this point, and all these tubs should stay just like they are. And I am super excited to start getting stuff inside these things. But I will wait a week just to make sure that, you know, everything settles in appropriately. We do have quite a bit of junk on the surface. I'll probably drain all of these and fill these again in a week. I don't have any of the bulkheads installed yet, so I just filled it to a little bit below the drain hole. And once those bulkheads get installed, the water level in these tubs will go up a little bit, but not a whole lot. And this is the system. This is the Aquaponics system. Each one of these eventually will get some sort of floating tray, like a piece of styrofoam with a bunch of net pots in them and some plants. But for now, it's gonna sit for a week, make sure everything is leveled, make sure we don't get any bowing involved. And after that, I'll probably put some pond plants in here, put some fish in here, and let those rock out for the remainder of the summer until I have to bring them back indoors. I don't have any power out here. I don't have any water out here. So essentially what these tubs are going to be is just individual tubs for now. And you know, I'll do water changes on them as you normally would. And I am going to try to get some air on these guys at least at some point so that there is some water movement. But this is quite a bit of water. 6 60-gallon tubs all along here. I think it looks fantastic. It makes great use of the space that we have here on the left-hand side of the greenhouse. And I can't wait to fill these things up with fish and some plants and get rolling. But we got some thunder rolling in. We got the next storm on the way. So hope you guys enjoyed this build, and I'll see you guys later.